She's ready to move.
Yeah.
It was startled me because like surprised me.
Jump.
Like, but then like, oh,
Yeah,
gross.
yeah.
Move on. Especially around my
Give
house.
Greg
'Cause
a couple minutes.
It's not really common now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
it's
it's the only time we
Yeah.
ever had any when we had a huge flood.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Where are you doing, sir?
You guys are pretty close to the flood zone, right?
Thank you.
It was like an island. We were up there.
Were you-
Dick told me we were
you
next to
didn't
us at
live
the
in
time.
that.
It's the highest elevation in St. Louis, apparently, like to sea level. Apparently, that little area where we were in, he was like the head guy or whatever, you know, that time. Whatever it was. I assumed he was right. I've not checked up on that myself. It was. We were on our zigzag all over just to get out. Get to town.
So 20 seconds.
No, I had I presented at the PM quarterly meeting for one of the softwares that we use, and I turned into about 15 different meetings, and then have to go through with the business development department, create training guides and all that fun stuff as well. So it is 4:30. Give Greg a couple minutes, or
Yeah, I think go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right, so it is June 24th, right at 4:30. So let's go ahead and call the order to meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review the minute meetings from last month?
The meeting minutes.
The meeting minutes, yep. Could get a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Is there anything that we need to amend to the agenda? I know that dates for the offer packet will need updated. Is that the time to do it now?
No.
No.
Just-
Okay.
This is just for the agenda items.
Okay. And then the next would be changing the number of previous past ordinance. So that is for the resolution that we passed last month. It had been resolution 2026-1, but it needs to be updated to 2026-3. Is that correct? 4. Okay. Nothing had changed from that resolution at all. So
It's just that we recorded it as 01 instead of 04. Last year it was 01, that the same
Mhm.
ordinance that we had to pass was 01, and that just carried over, but we just need to amend it to 04 for this one.
So make a motion to amend that number to be 2026-04.
Yes, I believe so.
That's my motion.
So moved.
and all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed. Next is accepting property from the city. Colin, would you mind speaking on that?
I'll ask Tim to come up in just a second. So this is accepting the property at 314 Fairview Avenue. I'll let Tim kind of give some context as to why we're doing that, but these next two items are connected, accepting the property, but then also putting it out for bid. I'll let you take over, Tim.
If you don't mind, introduction, name and title.
Yeah. Name's Tim Bradford. I am the building commissioner for the city of Tipton. The Lucases mentioned interest in buying the lot next to them, the 314. And they're wanting to do some more accessory structures on their property to meet lot coverage. They need this. But also in the past, for the better part of a decade, Braden, and then I believe it's his uncle, lived in the house prior to him, and they've maintained this lot for probably the better part of a decade. They just mentioned interest in the lot, and that's what started this entire process. Anything else?
Who is it currently owned by?
This 314 Fairview is owned by the city. They'll be
It
transferring it to us, so we need to accept that property via quitclaim deed. So yeah, this adjacent property owner reached out with interest in the lot. Like Tim said, they've been performing property maintenance for quite a while now. The city, we've checked with the utilities and the street department. The city doesn't have any need for this property. It's just a slim piece of land that doesn't have a lot of uses for us. So we've decided to move it over, the city council decided to move it over to the RDC. So that's what this first ordinance is for, accepting it. And then the following one will be to approve that offering packet so that we can then accept bids for the property. Now, we can't directly negotiate with the family that was interested in it originally. So we do have to go through this bid process, and then in the event that they do offer a bid, we can accept that. But we'll first go to the ordinance, and then we'll go a little bit further into the approval of the offer packet. I've got some more on that.
I will also mention with the size of the lot, it's pretty impossible to build any kind of structure or home on it because of the setbacks. It's almost, I don't even know if the BZA would approve it, honestly. It's very, very small. Yeah, that's the last piece of information I got.
All right, so I think we need a motion to accept.
Motion to accept the property from the city, the 314 property.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. And then the offering packet itself.
Yes, so, like Tim said, the size of the lot is gonna be incredibly difficult to build on, so there really isn't a lot of higher or better uses than offering it to that adjacent property owner. But we still do need to open it up to bid. We can't interact directly with them to sell it, so we do have to go through that process. So that's what this one will be for. We do need to, there's some questions about the property lines. When it was originally platted, for whatever reason, the property lines extend into the road currently. So we will likely need to look at a new legal description that cuts that piece out so that the city retains that property going forward. But we're working on what that legal description looks like right now.
Just for my curiosity, does it extend past I guess it's like a gravel driveway the cemetery uses there? Or does it stop about right there?
No, it,
On that west side,
Yeah.
it
Yes.
should stop right around there.
It
But the
stops
problem
right
is it
there.
extends north. into
Right, I
the
understand.
road.
yeah, it doesn't extend into the alley.
When we originally looked at starting this process, we all assumed that it was just an error on Beacon. Oftentimes those property lines don't line up exactly with what is real. So there was an assumption that it was just Beacon being funny. And after some further digging, it isn't Beacon being funny. It was actually just platted that way originally. So that is going to cause us to have to maybe negotiate or carve out a piece going forward.
So since there is no realistic possibility of building a home structure, are we going to need to revise the offer form? Because on the offer form, one of the requirements is to build a suitable home.
So we did make an edit. Let me make sure I find it.
The top paragraph.
Yes. So if a home site cannot be developed or the property has another intended use, the RDC can accept bids with its determined highest and best use. So we tried to write this in a way that would alleviate us from
Okay.
having to find somebody that could build a home site there, knowing that it's highly unlikely that an adequate home could be built on it.
Okay.
Do you think that should be maybe specified for the specific property on the offering form so that people,
Yes, we've got
I
it.
see that you said that, but I just mean for the specific one saying that this property itself is probably not suitable for a house. Just so people don't submit forms and thinking that there's a chance that it could be.
I suppose we could make that edit. We probably need an amendment offer. And we can make that edit and then offer it with that amendment if that's what we want to go with.
I like that idea personally, just because that way we don't have someone who comes in and attempts to purchase expecting to, for whatever reason, if zoning, is it still in the flood zone technically as well?
A good portion of that site is, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that would be another caveat as to why you wouldn't be able to build it either.
So would we want to just, below that first paragraph, put a caveat that the planning department has determined that it's highly unlikely that inadequate home site could be developed on this lot because of flood zone and other setbacks?
Sure.
Jenny, did you catch all that?
Yes. I'm gonna say the building administrator, I guess give it a title versus a department. That's okay if you can.
That's fine with me.
Okay. So I think that we're ready for a motion if we're okay with that amendment. Do we need to vote on the amendment first?
Yeah, I was gonna make a motion to approve the offering packet with the amendment to add that disclaimer.
So moved.
I made the motion.
Oh, okay.
Just need a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next is the industrial park.
Yeah, so this is the industrial park property that is at the end of Industrial Drive that was transferred to the Redevelopment Commission earlier this year. So we've developed this offering packet for it. Obviously with the 30-day statutory requirement for the bid process, we'll need to look at adjusting next month's, either creating a special session for the Redevelopment Commission to open those bids or just shifting back the regularly scheduled meeting. But that's about the only change from the original offer packet that you had.
Because we did move all the dates
Yep.
back.
Mhm.
So the new opening date is July 29th.
I had a question about the parcels.
Yes.
How are these two parcels different from the Achieva parcels?
The zoning that it is in,
Yes.
is the biggest one.
Achiva's lot was zoned I-1, which is light industrial. So there's more restrictions on permitted uses.
Okay.
This is heavy industrial I-2, so it has the most all-encompassing zoning category, which allows for a lot more things like heavy manufacturing and things of that nature.
Two other things I would offer, the property on Market Road that Achieva was heavily impacted by the floodplain, and utilities are actually more readily available on this site than they were on Market Road.
Okay.
Two other leading factors.
Just, we
Oh, yeah.
gave away Achieva and offering, I think it's 40,000 an acre we're gonna ask. So I just wanted to ask that question, how they're different. I'm sure we'll get some questions on that.
Yeah, I would say in terms of finding a ready-to-go industrial user that is willing to spend more for it, these properties are much more aligned with that, just because you don't have to deal with those floodplain impacts and those utility aspects. Those are much more attractive to industrial users, and the fact that it's heavy industrial zoned already,
Okay.
that is highly attractive to those users as well. For the most part, the offer packet is very similar to that was used for the Achieva property though. We basically built this off of that same packet, just making the appropriate edits for this property.
And one thing to note as well, with this offering packet, it gives them the ability, if they only want to buy 10 acres, as opposed to the entire 31, they're able to do such.
Yeah, so since we're looking at a lot more acreage than what that Achieva property had, it is split into two parcels, obviously. There's an easement that would extend Industrial Drive further to the west. We didn't want to limit the options of potential users to only buying 26 acres or only buying 18 acres, because there is a lot of users that would use 10 or 8 or 15 even. So we're trying to be a little more open to those possibilities, because we have entertained quite a few prospects in the last few months that have expressed interest in less than that 18 or less than the 26.
And Colin, correct me if I'm wrong, but if that were to be the case, we would be able to possibly split the parcel, and then that would also create different starting times for the TIF
Yes.
timeline.
So looking forward, if we were to bring new businesses into that TIF district, yeah, they'd be on different schedules. Especially if TIF were to be used for some reason, we could split those out as well. So I think we're ready for a motion. Everybody, if there's no more questions.
Motion to approve the offer packet for industrial park.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed.
And then I'll let you discuss.
I think the only thing that comes to mind is the cleanup. We've been talking about the cleanup of at least one of the TIP districts that hasn't, and I think that's a Tippin Forward TIP district. So we've had continued conversations with legal and our municipal advisors. So I think the expectation is that might be coming in July as one of those pieces, if not July, August. To been making progress on that since it's not generating, and it won't, there's no expectation it's going to generate any TIF. So to absolve that.
Perfect.
And then going forward, every year, our municipal advisors talk to us about every year around July, doing some cleanup. So if there's properties that we'd like to add in or remove from the existing TIF districts, that would likely happen around that time as well. So this would be a good starting point if we were to remove that Tipping Forward TIF district.
Public?
The land you're talking about, the industrial park, is that into the undeveloped part you're talking?
Yeah, the 43-ish acres on the west side.
Where it extends?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just west of the kind of cul-de-sac where it ends.
Okay. That's what I thought you meant, but I'm just trying to figure out where it was here.
This is traditionally an action that's taken immediately after you purchase a property, just to give ultimate flexibility to the RDC. Since we just acquired the property though, and got it into the city RDC, we're a little delayed in that, but
I'm good.
So that's over right over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Right there.
That's McCreary right there, correct?
That would be Mid-State Engineering.
Mid-State, okay. It's over by Mid-State Engineering as well, out there. All right. No other discussion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? See you guys next month.